All right, so, the problem is we live in one of the wealthiest countries in the world, but, you look at the numbers, 90% of Americans only control 50% of the money, right? That's terrible because the other 10% control the other 50% of the money. And the reason being is because 90% of Americans are stuck right here. They're stuck in the employee bubble. If you recognize this is Robert Kiyosaki's cash flow quadrant, right? And 90% of people are so used to just being employees. And what we want to do is we want to help them find their own entrepreneurship skills, find their own value, but we want to move them from E to S, to being self-employed. Now, the benefit of being self-employed is that you get the tax benefits. And that's what people don't understand, is that to be an employee, you might get good salaries, you might get raises, but you cannot do anything about the taxes. Before you can touch your money, they take out the taxes. But once you move into self-employed and you understand how tax laws work, now you can offset some of that tax and you get to keep more of your money while expanding your business. Amazon was able to do this where they're a multi-billion-dollar company and they pay $0 in taxes. This is what we need to teach people, is how to understand tax laws. But when you are self-employed, now you own a job full-time, right? But those are the learning curves. Those are the challenges of being or moving from an employee to an entrepreneur. And for us, our goal is to move people over here, over into the big business. In order to have a big business, now you don't have to be involved, but still earn, okay? Because now you're creating franchises and agencies all across the country. Think about it. If you go to a McDonald's, you go in, the fries are on the left, you have the cashiers up here, and then you have the burgers made in the back, no matter where you go. The system is plug and play, plug and play, plug and play. But all the skills that you're gonna learn here, all the experiences that you learn here, now we apply that into the system and the platform that we already have, and we can expand all across North America and open agencies and franchises, right? In order to get to this level here on business and be successful, we have to change our mindset, okay? Our mindset's important. And eventually when you're making all that money, passive money, where your money is making money, then we become investors. But when it comes to mindset, you have to understand this part. Mindset will always hire skill set. Too many people focus on their skills, they need to know their job, they need to know everything before they do anything, right? And they focus too much on the skills and they don't have the bigger vision to understand the mindset. So what we want to do is we want to focus on perspectives or our philosophies, because our philosophies are going to influence our thoughts, okay? Our thoughts are going to lead to the actions that we take on a daily basis, and these actions are going to give us the results, and these results will give us the lifestyle, which again will influence our philosophy. So the mindset part is, you don't want to be the owner of your job. You want to be the owner of many agencies where the system is doing the work for you, leveraging the trainers, mentors, the coaches in the industry, and get there. Because if you can understand this, now we can talk to people about where they can put their money. Most people have two places where they put their money, all right? One is they're gonna put it somewhere safe and somewhere fixed. Usually if it's safe, you're talking about high yield savings accounts, CDs, bank, checking savings, right? But the interest rate is never gonna grow, 1% or less, maybe 5% depending on where you put your money, right? And it just stays fixed. Now other people, the other group of people who don't want that steady fixed interest rate, what they're gonna do is they're gonna put it into the market, where the market has unlimited growth potentials, but also has unlimited losses, right? That's market volatility. You can earn 50% one day and lose 100% the next day. In the long run, it's always gonna rebound back, right? But if you're in retirement or if you need the money right now, how many lost decades can you really do? Google up S&P for the last 30 years. If you look at 1999 to 2013, it took 13 years just to break even, okay? Just to break even. But 13 years later, when you finally got back the money that you lost, your purchasing power also lost value in it. So what we want to do is, we want to give people the peace of mind where they have something that will never lose in the market, still has potential to gain, right? And what we want to do is offer it to them so that they can understand it, and we call that an indexing strategy. Okay? With the indexing strategy, what it is that allows you to grow and earn. If the market ever goes negative, you lock in your principal and any earnings that has been credited, and you continue to earn when the market is good. When the market is not good, you just stay flat, earn, flat, and ultimately now you have a portfolio that will continue to grow money, and you don't have to worry about losing it in the market. Okay? And the next thing that you need to know after this, if this makes sense to you, the next thing you need to know is tax now. Tax now simply states that at the end of the year, whatever you earn, you got to pay income tax. If you're selling something, you have to pay capital gains tax, right? So tax now are CDs, checkings, you got high yield savings, if you're selling stocks for the year, okay? Those are the tax now categories, right? Some people, what they do is they want to plan for retirement and they get the tax later category. In the tax later category, you have your 401ks, traditionals, you got the IRAs, you have, pensions, right? And then whatever else. What that tax later means is that they're letting you defer the taxes, and then when you need the money in retirement, you let it save for 20, 30, 50 years, $1 million, $2 million, whatever, they're gonna take taxes later on, okay? And let's be honest, do you think taxes are ever gonna go up or they're gonna go down in the future? Chances are it's gonna go up, so you're letting all this opportunity cost go, you're saving your money aside, and then they're gonna tax you later on a larger sum of money. So what we wanna teach people is this tax advantage category, meaning that if you know how to set it up properly, you pay taxes up front, but you might never have to pay taxes again, right? Some things are like the Roth, you got the HSA, you got the 529, but then you also have life insurance, cash value life insurance, right? And the benefit with this is if this makes sense to you, then we're gonna help you move from employee to self-employed, right? But then we wanna ultimately help you become a business owner where systems are doing all the work for you. We're gonna help you develop your mindset so that way we can hire the skill sets to have these agencies and show people how to save their money where they can grow it tax-free, right? And that's where this financial literacy really comes in. And this is information that should be taught in schools, they should be taught in companies, they should be taught in churches. So that way more hardworking people that are sacrificing all their time can get ahead and create generational wealth, right? So if this makes sense, let's sit down and have a conversation.